Residents of Al-Ghazlaniya village, Nahar Aisha, Bayad al-Nadr and its surroundings staged rallies in support of Syria's firm national principles and the Syrian army in face of terrorism. The Syrian Arab Army continues to target terrorist gatherings in various governorates. Nuclear negotiations between Iran and the International Atomic Energy Agency starts in Tehran. Good afternoon, this is News English from Syrian Arab Television in Damascus. Citizens of Al-Ghazlaniya village and its surroundings, Nahar Aisha, Bayad al-Nadr and the Hadil neighborhoods in Damascus countryside staged huge mass rallies in support of Syria's firm national principles and the Syrian army in face of terrorism. The participants called for rallying behind the Syrian Arab Army in confronting the armed terrorist groups which are committing atrocious massacres against Syrian people and their public and private properties. They also emphasized complete support for the communique submitted by the Syrian official delegation in Geneva. In Damascus, a massive demonstration was staged in Nahar Aisha, Bayad al-Nadr and the Hadil neighborhoods in support of Syria's national principles and in confrontation of the savage terrorism. In the same context, residents of Kafar Sousse neighborhood in Damascus took to the streets in a rally to support the Syrian army in face of the armed terrorist group. The participants expressed full support for Syria's official delegation taking part in Geneva II conference and adherence to the national stances spelled out by the first round of the conference. Under the slogan Syria Our Green Homeland, the Revolution Youth Union organized a frustration campaign at Damascus southern entrance with the participation of a group of Syrian youth. The participants expressed their love to their homeland through planting many saplings to beautify their city. They also expressed determination to take part in the battle against terrorism which threatens our homeland and people. Governor of Homs Talal al-Barazi said that the armed terrorist groups violated the truce in the old city of Homs by firing mortar shells on the police command building in the old Sa'a Square. Barazi affirmed the city's commitment to carry out the agreement signed with the United Nations resident representative to get the civilians besieged by the armed terrorist groups out of the old city. The governor added that he made a field visit to the old Sa'a region on the surrounding of the old city, asking the field commanders to exercise the highest degree of self-restraint to fulfill the agreement. In Hama, security forces, in cooperation with residents, attacked terrorist hideouts in Ain al-Lawzi neighborhood, arresting a number of them and seizing various kinds of weapons such as machine guns, snipers, RPG launchers, hand grenades, pistols and silencers, in addition to explosive devices. A citizen was killed and many others were wounded after terrorists blew up an explosive device at Al-Corniche neighborhood in Al-Qamishli city. A police source said that the terrorists attached an explosive device to one of the cars at the Corniche neighborhood in Al-Qamishli, remotely detonating it, claiming the life of one citizen and injuring many others. In Daraa countryside, terrorists assassinated the mayor of Garfa town, Engineer Ali Ghazali, with an Israeli explosive device stuck to his car, whereas the concerned bodies arrested the assassinators. In Aleppo, tens of terrorists were killed while others injured during a qualitative operation by the Syrian Arab Army in many neighborhoods, villages and towns. On the other hand, terrorists attacked on the two power lines in the middle area of Syria, causing an electricity shutdown in both Idlib and Aleppo, as workshops are trying to repair the damages as soon as possible. Moving to Deir Zor, units of the Syrian Arab Army eliminated numbers of terrorists in the neighborhoods of Al-Hawiqa, Al-Rashidiyya, Al-Hbila, Al-Ummal and Al-Urfi, in addition to Al-Basraya Street, Awad, Al-Radisin and the Old Airport, killing them and destroying their weaponry. In Lattakia governorate, units of the Syrian Arab Army destroyed Takfiri dens and those who were trying to infiltrate through the Turkish borders to the northern villages, while the Syrian Arab Army killed Saudi, Libyan, British and Turkish terrorists from the gangs of what is called the Islamic State of Iraq and Sham. Russia's permanent representative at the United Nations, Vitaly Churkin, affirmed that the deadline set by the United Nations to destroy Syria's chemical weapons arsenal did not need to be reviewed. Russia Today website quoted Churkin as saying that destroying Syria's chemical weapons is not being carried out in the expected speed because of some objective factors, especially the security situation and the threats of the armed terrorist groups, including the threats directed to workers of the Organization of Chemical Weapons Prohibition, OPCW, and the United Nations staff.
Their activities and having
The nuclear negotiations between the Iranian Nuclear Energy Agency and the International Atomic Energy Agency, IAEA, started in Tehran to discuss mutual cooperation. Spokesperson for the Iranian Atomic Energy Agency, Bahroz Kamalundi, said that the talks would be held according to the statement signed between the two sides last November. Earlier, head of the Iranian Atomic Energy Agency, Ali Akbar Salehi, called on 5+1 group to stop political adventures during the nuclear talks, stressing that the recent US statements are useless. Going to Egypt, where security forces seized 25 hand bombs and other types of weapons in a warehouse for the terrorists Muslim Brotherhood organization in Al-Jiza. Egyptian security forces continued to attack dens of Takfiris organizations and supporters of the banned Muslim Brotherhood organization in various Egyptian governorates. Al-Shams Assembly, a local NGO, started a new initiative by creating artistic paintings made by young Syrian artists on the exterior walls of Dar es-Salaam school. More than 30 volunteers were willing to come to this activity, as well as neighboring artists who live in the neighboring areas and school children.
Another project for Al-Shams Assembly that designed to beautify streets of Damascus. We were preparing for this activity long ago. The main idea is to create artistic paintings on the exterior walls of Dar es-Salaam school. More than 30 volunteers are involved. Some of them are fine art students and some are professional artists. They all were to come from 9 a.m. in the morning till 4 p.m. to paint or to help the painting process. All of them are Al-Shams Assembly volunteers. I'm volunteering this event because the main goal of this assembly is improving the image of Damascus in an artistic manner. We started from here. The real painting going to start after the white basic and will be continued during 1 week. That depends on the artists. There are about 10 paintings. Every artist will include his own passion, perspective and personal touch in the design. The paintings will be connected by one theme, but will be different in styles at the same time. Every empty wall will be a unique piece of art. The participants were not just the volunteers. Some neighbors were willing to help, either by painting with the group or offering other kinds of help. I am one of the neighbors. My husband told me there are young people painting the walls. We love to participate and volunteer with our kids. Eventually, in these times, we need some colors on the walls. Thank you and these young volunteers. When my kids will grow, they will say we helped making the walls look better. Every artist will have a small group to help, but in general, it is all a teamwork of one purpose. What encourages me the most is that the idea of Al-Shams Assembly as a whole is wonderful. Art is made for people to see and enjoy, not just college students. And it's a good thing that what we are learning in college is able to be executed here. We're working on real pieces, not just painting the walls with random colors. Today we did the basic and the outlines, and tomorrow we'll start the real work. The main speciality for Al-Shams Assembly is to increase the artistic value in the mind of youth. This is the first part of this activity, and it will cover many other places inside Damascus. Another artistic activity for Al-Shams Assembly, but this time in a colorful way. These walls started with white, but definitely will end with so many artistic portraits made by young Syrian artists. A way of expressing. Kinda Youssef, News in English, Damascus.
With this, we come to the end of our news for today. Thank you so much for watching. You can get more details on our website in English, www.syriaonline.sy. Now stay with us, the latest in the world of economy and finance with Nariman Qassam, but after the break.